Hello everyone. We are back after a very long gap because since all of you have been asking me about what is the best way to prepare for the USMLE in the first and second year of your MBBS. So I did a lot of research. I tried a lot of resources, and I came up with a perfect plan for you all to prepare well for your USMLE in your first and second year of MBBS, and at the same time how to do well in your medical school exams or in medical school curriculum. So in this video, we are going to talk about why start the USMLE prep in the basic sciences, how to manage the USMLE with medical school, what are the resources that you should use that will help you prepare both for the USMLE and for the medical school exams, how to effectively use these resources, and your ideal study plan, strategies for first and second year MBBS, and I also have a very special gift for you in this video. So starting up with why to start the prep in the basic sciences. So since now USMLE is pass fail, you have to get over with the USMLE step one, and you have to spend a big amount of time, a longer period of preparation for the USMLE step two CK, because USMLE step two CK is still a scoring system exam. Since now you are in your first and second year in your basic sciences, you are studying the basic curriculum, which is also for the USMLE step one. So you have got the basic concepts. Also, study is all you have to do in your basic sciences. You do not have to go for your clinical rotations. You don't have to do the hospital duty. You don't have to go for the field works. So you have a lot of time for study, both for the step one and the medical school syllabus. Also, you can go in-depth study. You have a lot of time. You can go for the standard resources. You can go for the standard books. You can focus on both the high yield topics and also for the low yield, also for the rare topics. So you can do the in-depth study. Also, the USMLE preparation will help you in your medical school curriculum. If you are someone, uh, if in your medical school they test you the MCQs, then medical school, the USMLE preparation will be a great help for you, because the MCQs are tested on the high yield topics, and for the USMLE we study the high yield topics. So how to manage USMLE with medical school? First of all is doing a smart study. You have to smartly manage your USMLE study with a medical school syllabus. You have to integrate both of these things, and for that, you need adequate resources. You need the source of resources. I will talk about resources in the upcoming slides. Also, you need to prioritize your life. So think about your day, your 24 hours of day, how your 24 hours of day is planned. What are the things that take up your 24 hours of the day? Now, you go on finding out what are the things which I can sacrifice, which even if I don't do for the next few months, for the next few years, nothing significant is going to change in my life. You need to sacrifice those things. Good planning, obviously, you have to plan well when to read what, when to sit for the exam, when to read what materials, and everything. So everything narrows down to good planning and smart study and resources, prioritizing things, and you need to integrate your study, your USMLE study with medical school. Now again, some of the medical school they follow the subject-wise pattern. Like they will teach the pathology differently, they will teach the physiology differently. Even in that case, you have to integrate according to the system wise. If you are starting a system, let's say cardiovascular system, then you need to integrate the anatomy, physiology, pathology, everything of the cardiovascular system. And if you study like that, that will be a very great help for you in your USMLE journey. So smart study, what resources will work both for my USMLE in med school, and how many resources to use. I will talk about resources in the upcoming slides. You need to understand that medical school is itself tough. So you need to do a smart study so that it does not hamper both your USMLE syllabus and your medical school. Now think how you can do well in both sides. For that, as I've talked earlier, integrated study. So, do you only want to become USMLE focused? No. You do not want to read only the USMLE resources. You do not want to read only the USMLE focused part of your studies, because medical school tests you on both the high yield as well as the low yield topics. And USMLE focuses mainly on the high yield topics, only the important ones. So if you only study for the USMLE, then it's gonna hamper your medical school syllabus. Medical school is the time when you have to gather almost any knowledge that you come across. You have to create a big pool of knowledge for yourself. Prioritize what can you control, what can you sacrifice, what can you bring back later in your life, even in a better way. I say, are there any things which you can sacrifice, which even if you don't do for a few years, that is not going to significantly change your life, and you can bring those things back later in your life, even in a better way. Proper planning. And do you have what it takes? USMLE demands sacrifice. So do you have the urge to sacrifice things? Now, another thing is emotional connection versus motivation. Anything that stops you from waking up every day and do what you are supposed to do, uh, and stopping you from doing what you are supposed to do, should not exist. Or I don't feel motivated. I am not going to study today. That motivation word should not exist for you. So you need to be emotionally connected to your dreams. You need to feed your brain every single time, every minute of the day, that how my life is gonna be when I become a resident in the US. Do not only think about the step one. Think of a bigger picture. So when you think of a bigger picture and you feed your mind that dream every single minute, then your mind will automatically program you to study well, and it will establish an emotional connection with your dreams. And then you will wake up every single day and you will do what you are supposed to do despite of how you are feeling. Integrated study. So I did some research how to study in an integrated way, both for the USMLE and in medical school. And I tried almost all the resources available, and here is what I think. Do not use the USMLE video lectures only, or do not use the USMLE video lectures at all for your first and second year MBBS. You The only USMLE specific resource that you should use is first aid and question bank for the USMLE. If you want, you can use, but which one? And that is USMLE RX question bank. I do not want you to start with UWorld. Now, what resource? I have been talking about resources. Now, what resource to use? So, I tried almost all the resources available. So, that's why this video is coming too late, and that's why this video is too detailed. So, the ultimate reveal of the resource, and that is PrepLadder. Now, you may be thinking, why I'm talking about PrepLadder? So, there are particularly few reasons. Wait for it. So, why this resource? This PrepLadder is a concise and high yield. It has a very high yield video lectures and they are concise. I myself have tried the video lectures for the basic science as well as the clinical sciences, and they are very good. They do not bombard you with stuffs that are not applicable as such. You do not need very deep level of understanding about the low yield topics, and you need a very high level of understanding about the high yield topics. Tip ladder does that job. It do not bombard you with the stuffs that are not important, or it do not make you dive deep into the low yield stuffs, but at the same time it explains you so well all the higher and all the important stuffs. So you need to know what USMLE wants you to know. At the same time, not compromising your MBBS studies for the USMLE. You know, PrepLadder, the main resource, the main motive about PrepLadder is the USMLE, is the med school and the NEET PG. But you can use this resource also for the USMLE. The basic sciences videos are the best, as I have tried it myself, and it has an excellent clinical based question bank. Yes, the question bank, the length of the question is not as equal to the USMLE question bank, but it will be a very good start. the question bank is clinical based, and it will train your mind to solve the clinical based questions rather than a single line MCQ question. It saves you from using multiple books or videos. See, you do not have to read 3 or 4 books for the physiology, many books for the pathology, many books for the anatomy and all. So the teachers there, they combine the information from all of the books and present to you. So you have to study smart and you have to save your time. And that is being done by the preparator. Now all the high yield concepts from all about the different resources in a single resource, you will find it preparator. So you may be thinking, why not Marrow? I will be talking about that too. But the resource that you have to use, or that I would suggest you to use, should to excel both in your medical school as well as your USMLE, is PrepLadder. Any other USMLE resource? Yes, first aid. You only want to read first aid. You only have to read first aid. No other video resource. Also, you can use the USMLE RX question bank. I will talk about this, how to use the USMLE RX question bank effectively in the upcoming slides. So talking about some of the application features of the PrepLadder. So it has video lectures, the question bank, the notes. I will talk about notes in the next slide, treasures and mock test. So video lectures, they are very concise, very high yield, and they explain all the concept in detail, and they prepare you so well for all the exams, even for the medical school exams as well as for the USMLE exam. Question bank. Here you can see this question bank, this sample question, it is a completely clinical based question bank. And this is a very great start for your USMLE preparation, as it is also a clinical based exam. Yes, as I have talked earlier, the question bank, the length is not same as the USMLE, but it will train your brain. You do not want to bombard yourself with the big high quality 25 to 230 lines question of the USMLE. Also, when you go towards solving the U-World question bank directly, then you will realize that it is not testing you on a single system. So there are multiple systems in the same question. So if you are in your first year, or if you are in the beginning of your second year, then you have not studied all the systems. So you will not be able to do well in those questions. And when you will not be able to do well, you will just go through the answers. And if you have seen the answer once, and when you again go back doing the U-World, then there will be biasness. What the PrepLadder question bank will do is that it has questions for each and every topic, few questions for each and every topic, so you can use the question bank topic wise. So here you can see it also explains you like in the USMLE style. So it explains you all the wrong answer, why the answer is wrong, the correct answer, why the answer is correct, and at the last it will also give you the learning objective. The learning objective is the same as the UWorld question bank. And also there is active guidance. Here you can see it will automatically highlight the text which are needed for you to answer the question when you review the question. So it will just guide you about how the question could have been answered if you have made it wrong. Now treasures. Now treasures, I would like to tell about this in a different way, is that study is nothing if you cannot revise it. And treasures do that job. It will revise you the topic at the in moment, at the end period, so that you do not have to go through the whole video. You don't have to go through the whole notes, all the pages of the note. So these treasures are available on the app, and this will be helping you with summarizing or with end point revisions. Also, there are custom module for the question bank. For example, you can input the system tags such as, for example, you only want to solve the respiratory system and cardiovascular system. You can choose it and you can only solve question for those systems. So when you complete one system from the video resource, when you read about that system in the first day and then you go to solve the system, then you can use this custom module question bank. The feature is also same like first, like UWorld. Now, why not Marrow? Marrow is too long. Yes, some of you may think, yeah, it has a lot of a lot of long videos, and it has a lot of stubs. Why not go for Marrow? Marrow is too long. Yes, it has a lot of knowledge. It is also very good. but it has too much depth and you don't need it. And the question bank is also not so good. Notes of PrepLadder are addictive. I will talk about notes too. I will show you the samples of the notes, both from the Marrow and the PrepLadder. So the main thing is that they are too long and you have to give very extra amount of time only to complete the videos. You cannot even think of revising from Marrow, and you cannot even think of reading any other standard book if you are using Marrow. You will be so indulged in Marrow that you have to study forever, and at the last you will get lost and you will get frustrated. As I've talked earlier, if you cannot revise from something, then there is no point in reading the topic at the first place. So yes, they have done a very good job, but the only bad thing they did was they made the uh, platform, they made the content too much that is not actually needed. Most of the stuffs are not actually tested on the exam. Yes, if I teach you the whole of the Harrisons, yes, all the questions will come from Harrisons, but can you complete Harrisons? No, right? If I teach you 100% of Harrisons, and from there you will get 95% of questions. But if I teach you 80% of Harrisons, and then from there you will get 90% of questions, then what should you go for? As I've talked in the first slide only, you need to do smart study. You need a video resource for orientation, for understanding the concept, and then you will read the standard books. You do not want to only watch the videos forever. So, Marrow, I would not suggest you to use Marrow. It will be completely your own choice. But trust me, at the end, you will not be even completing the videos from the Marrow. Leave the point of revision from the Marrow. Course completion duration, PrepLadder's video content is crisp and concise, highly exam oriented, and you can complete everything on time. But Marrow is very vast, as I have talked earlier. If you use Marrow, then you will have to spend a lot of time on completing the entire portion. And one may have to spend time on content that may be less exam oriented, that may be low yield, which at times might result in non-completion of entire content as well. So at the end, you will for sure get frustrated with Marrow. If you are someone who want to dedicate, who want to only read videos, you only watch videos, you do not want to read any other book, you do not want to do any questions, then go for Marrow. But if you are someone who want to do smart study, who want to do well in both the USMLE, or who want to do well both in the USMLE and medical school, or who want to do well only in medical school, for all of these options, PrepLadder is the best choice. So also the revision time in PrepLadder, they have the rapid revision videos. So you need to use this in your third year or in your dedicated period. So when you just enter your third year, then you just revise through these rapid revision videos, and you will complete all the subjects through these rapid revision videos, and then you will just go through the UWorld question bank. Rapid revision is still a miss with Marrow. Marrow does not have the rapid revision video lectures. Now notes. Here you can see the prepared notes. They are so beautifully arranged. I have myself tried these notes. That's why I am talking about them. And the Marrow notes are too old-fashioned, and there are two gaps that it only makes a bulky books. And the pictures are not so good. The illustrations are not so good as prepared notes. Trust me, guys. There are some other sample of the notes. The important information. Now these are the typical MCQ questions which will appear mostly in your medical school exams. Here you can see on the sample of the notes, the integrated essential part, which has 110 plus high yield topics for your last minute revision. Here you can see the illustration. Now these illustrations, when you compare with the illustrations in your UWorld, these are very similar. So it will also orient you. So when you go through the UWorld, you will find the images similar. Then you will be automatically oriented with the image, and you will be very good at answering questions. Also, here you can see other samples, how beautifully the notes are arranged. The notes are very good than Marrow notes. Cost. Yes, you can say that that PrepLadder is only a little bit cheaper than the Marrow app. Why not go for the Marrow? It has a lot of content. Yes, the cost matters, but not in the way you think. Yes, and Marrow is only a little bit expensive than the PrepLadder. It has a lot of content than PrepLadder. Then why not go for Marrow? As I talked to you earlier, you cannot complete Marrow. If you only want to watch the videos and you do not want to follow any other resource, you do not want to read any book, you don't want to do any questions, then you should choose Marrow. Go for Marrow, no problem. But if you are someone who want to excel your knowledge, who want to read standard books, who want to read the correct information through the standard books, who want to read uh, extra topics, who want to do well in the USMLE too, then if you go for Marrow, then you cannot complete Marrow in the first place. But at the same time, you cannot even touch the USMLE part. So as I talked to you earlier, a gift for you. So I have tried the resource and I talked with them and I brought a gift for you. And that is, if you buy the PrepLadder combo packs or any subscription of PrepLadder, then if you use the discount code that is shown here in the screen, then you will get a huge discount plus 2 months of extra validity. So I would suggest you to go for the 24 months pack because it will be for the first and second year of the MBBS. So the website price is 26,499. But if you use this discount code, then you will get it for 14,999 plus 2 months of extra validity. Means it will be for 26 months. So 24 months for your first and second year MBBS, and in the last 2 months you will watch the rapid revision videos, and then you will excel in your USML exam. Also, you need to watch all the Prof 1 and Prof 2, that is the anatomy, microbiology, pathology, physiology, pharmacology, biochemistry video lectures. But I also want you to have a touch of the medicine part. And for that, you have to go for the elite plan. For the elite plan, so here you can see the website prices, and if you use the discount code shown here in the screen, then you will get the discount plus 2 months of extra validity. Elite plan is only for you to have a touch of the medicine. Medicine is not in the prof plan, but if you go for the elite plan, you will have access to the medicine lectures, and medicine is vastly tested on the step 1 too. Also, you need to study smart and you have to save time. For that, I would suggest you to buy the notes of the PrepLadder. The PDF notes are available in the app, but what if the subscription expires and then you are left with nothing? So you need to save time, you need to study smart. So I would suggest you to go for the printed version of the notes that the PrepLadder provides. So the user price is 8,499, but if you use this code, it will be for 7,499. So 1,000 less. Also, if you have to extend the subscription, for example, you could not complete it in 12 months, you could not complete it in 24 months, then if you want to extend the plan for 6 months, then the usual price is 15,000. But if you use the discount code, it will be 14,500 again. Also, now this is the biggest gift. If you buy in this month of June, then you will get extra 20% off. For example, if the discounted price was something X amount before, like in general, and if you buy it in June, then in that discount price again you will get 20% extra off if you use the discount code shown in the screen. Now, what should be your ideal study plan? So you need to watch videos and then you need to go through the notes, either be the PDF or the notes that you have made yourself or the notes that you have bought. So when you go through the notes, then you go through first aid ones. For each system, after watching videos and going through the notes, it will take you maximum 1 to 1.5 hours to go through the first aid for that system. And then you go through the PrepLadder question bank. Yes, you go through the topic wise PrepLadder question bank, And then if you want, you can quickly go through the USMLE RX question bank. Now, how to use the USMLE RX question bank? As I have talked to you earlier, USMLE RX question bank, it has the facility where you can select the pages of the first set. Like if you want the questions only from page 50 to page 65, then you can select from 50 to 65, and then it will ask you questions only related to those pages. I would not suggest you strongly to go for the USMLE RX question bank. If you go through the prepared question bank, that is enough at this level. But if you want, you can go through it. There is no harm in doing that. You need to read at your own pace along with what is being taught in your lectures in your medical school, and you need to go the integrated way. That is the system wise, not go like I will complete pathology first for all the systems and then I will complete physiology first. No. For example, you are studying cardiovascular system, you need to study anatomy, microbiology, pathology, pharmacology, physiology, everything in an integrated way. So you have to complete one system first and then move towards another system. For the first and second year MBBS, so videos along with your college lectures, questions along the end of each topic. Yes, PrepLadder has that uh, facility, has that feature where we have questions at the end of each topic, and you need to read standard books. See, you have done a very smart job that you have watched the videos, you have read the notes or the first aid, and then you have gone through the questions quickly. And now it will be very, very easy for you to read the standard books. And now your knowledge will be so strong that you will not miss even a single question in your UR question bank. And then you need to solve the question bank after each system or chapter, maybe the USMLE RX question bank or maybe the prepared question bank. For the third year MBBS, if you have gone through the this timeline that I have talked with you, then in the third year you will start with UWorld. You will read the first day and the prepared notes, and you need to repeat, revise, and review. You need to revise the things that you have studied, and then you will go through the MBMEs, and then you will sit for the exam. So proper planning since the first and second year in the third year MBBS, and then you sit for the exam on your desired date. So if you have any questions, you can comment down or you can contact at the email, or you can just let me know in my Instagram handle. So please subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much. Have a good day.